Hey kids, how are ya? Well, this morning we have a wonderful story from Luke's Gospel. It's called The Road to Emmaus. It happened on the first Easter day when a couple of disciples were walking from Jerusalem to this other little town by the name of Emmaus. And while they're going along, Jesus comes and joins them, but they don't recognize him at that time. It says that their eyes were kept from seeing that it was Jesus risen from the dead. Well, it made me think about how I used to really love, and I still like, stories about hidden identity. When we know because we can see what's going on in the story, but there's other people in the story that don't recognize people that are standing right in front of them. It made me think that I used to really love a Walt Disney movie from a long time ago called The Parent Trap. And I know that it's been made over several times, but the original story was identical twin sisters who at a camp discover that they are sisters, and they decide to go to their parents had split up, had been divorced, and they decide to switch places with each other so that they can go and discover life with their other parent. Well, it's really a wonderful story because we know that this is not the person the parent thinks it is, but it's so fun to see this hidden identity get told in this story. Another Walt Disney story that I remember from years ago was a story called The Prince and the Pauper. And so again, a story about two boys that look identical. And the one was, of course, a prince. And he lived a very good life in a palace. And the other boy was a very poor boy. And so they decide to switch places and see what it's like to live in the world of their look-alike, okay? And so the very poor boy ends up living for a while in the palace, and the prince ends up living like the very poor boy in the world. Well, like I say, it's a wonderful story because we get to see what's really happening, because we know the hidden identity of these characters in these stories. Well, in this story from Luke's Gospel, Jesus walks with these two men, and they finally get to the little village of Emmaus. And it looks like Jesus is going to continue his journey, but the two men say, "Oh, please, Jesus, come in." They don't even know it's Jesus. They say, "Please, just come in and stay with us." So Jesus goes in and stays with them. And then it says that as Jesus took the bread and he broke it and he gave it to them, it said their eyes were opened and they recognized that it was Jesus risen from the dead. But all the while that they were on the road and as Jesus was talking to them, they couldn't see what was really who this was. And that's what makes the story so interesting and fun for us. So just another wonderful story that we have from the Bible of Jesus on that first Easter day. All right, thank you. See you next week. Bye-bye.